The girl had been dead for 3 days, yet she suddenly opened her eyes. Her father, witnessing this, was overwhelmed with emotion. He believed his daughter must still be alive, repeatedly calling out her name. The girl seemed to hear his calls, and a single tear rolled down her cheek. David, the father, was even more excited now. He frantically urged his wife to come and see, but the doctor explained that it was a normal physiological response for the deceased to shed tears. The family members assumed David was simply overwhelmed with grief, so they quickly ushered him out of the room, wanting to allow the deceased to rest in peace. However, after everyone left, an even stranger scene unfolded. A moth crawled out from the girl's mouth. The young brother stood frozen in shock. Since the girl's death, strange occurrences had been happening. Her body, which should have rigor mortis, remained unnaturally soft, except for her right hand, which was stiff and couldn't be opened. David, lost in his sorrow, didn't notice this. He gently cupped his daughter's hand and blew warm air on it. To his astonishment, her hand miraculously opened. The mortician, witnessing this, was left speechless. The girl was holding the necklace her father had given her. David was overcome with emotion, tears streaming down his face. His daughter's heart transplant had been performed by him, and the surgery had been a success. But just 4 months later, she suddenly experienced a heart failure. David couldn't accept the loss and was engulfed by deep guilt. Knowing that his daughter was sensitive to the cold, David had begged the mortician not to place her in the freezer. However, another mortician, unaware of David's wishes, followed protocol and placed the girl into the freezer. As the mortician was preparing to leave the morgue, a strange sound suddenly echoed from behind him. The freezer door opened by itself, and the gurney slowly slid out. Though afraid, the mortician, as part of his job, bravely approached to push the gurney back. But the lights began to flicker. Then, a cold breeze swept through the room. David, sleeping nearby, was awoken by the chill. When he opened his eyes, he saw his daughter standing before him. At first, he thought it was a hallucination, but upon a closer look, he saw her shivering, her breath visible in the cold air. David instinctively grabbed a blanket to cover her, but she stepped back, clearly not wanting him to come any closer. Though he saw his daughter, whom he thought he had lost, standing before him, David was desperate to hold her. But with each step he took toward her, she stepped back, keeping a certain distance. Eventually, as they both stepped out of the morgue, David could no longer control his emotions.